How's it going, YouTube? My name's James, and I'm the Con.
And I'm Bobby, also the bot.
And together we are.
All right, folks, we are under a month away from TFCon LA, where it's actually, James, it's the anniversary of us meeting, actually.
Yes, yes.
So we've come a long way in a year.
Quite far, actually, when you think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. So one of the cool things, I didn't get a chance to do it in Chicago when we went in October, is Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, will be actually signing autographs and taking pictures with people. I will be going, so I'm looking forward to doing that. James, are you thinking about it, considering it?
No, unfortunately not. I am not paying to see somebody, no matter how iconic they are, that at most $75 can be a new figure, which to me means more than meeting somebody. But more power to all of those like you that want to go meet him. I think it's really cool. I actually saw with you, we saw him in Chicago and he walked in and took a picture and walked out. And I'm like, that is enough for me.
Yeah.
but good on anybody that's going to see him. I'd love to hear all of your stories.
Well, yeah, and then the ticket I bought gets me to the front row of the panel he's
Oh,
doing as well. So looking
cool,
forward to that.
cool. Well, why don't we go on to some toy news? And I added a new segment. So we usually start off with the just announced, but we've had so many of them recently. Let's start off with some leaks. So the first one is for the Red series, and that is Sound Blaster, Grimlock, G1 Skywarp, and Prime Starscream. And now that is a pretty robust selection of characters right now, right there. But they half of them seem like repaints. So, what do you
Exactly.
think about those?
I have not collected any of them, but I did actually see a Galvatron in store. I think I shared a picture with you,
Mm-hmm.
and it
You
looked
did.
really good.
It did.
And actually, I take that back. I actually did pick up the Megatron transforming into Galvatron.
Oh, okay.
I
That
did
one
pick.
looks really nice.
That's the only one I do have, so I apologize. I do have that. I just haven't taken it out of the box yet. So I need to I'm trying to get my shelves together. So, but the others I probably will pass on because I actually have the transforming figure of the ones that I would collect, being the
Exactly.
Grimlock.
Exactly. I'm not going to be getting any of these because, like you said, I only collect transforming Transformers unless there's something very special about them. And these just seem like Marvel Legends, but Transformers.
Yeah.
So they're there, but again, I can see the appeal to people that do not collect Transformers on why they would want a Transformer in their collection, but maybe don't want to deal with the transforming. I can see the appeal to it. It's just not for me.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's move on to studio series. Now I'm gonna go through these really fast, and we'll talk about the ones that stick out to us because there's a lot of leaks. So with the core series, we've got Mohawk, Rumble, and Starscream. For deluxes, we have Scorponok, Sunstreaker, and Sideswipe. And for Voyagers, we have War for Cybertron Starscream, 86 Scrap Heap, and Movie 6 Shockwave. And then lastly, for the leaders, we have the Movie 6 Megatron, which is very interesting, and the 86 Swoop. Now, I am probably most interested in the Scorponok because as a kid, the movie Scorponok was the toy was very important to me. I felt like beasts were coming back. I was very wrong because Scorponok will never be the big purple guy as much as I like him. It will always be the Beast Wars Scorponok for me. But I'll probably be picking that up. The rest of them, the only other one that I'd really be interested in is probably Scrap Heap, to be quite honest with you. Maybe Mohawk because it's such a weird looking character design. And you know how I am with those. Um, But I do find it interesting that there is a movie 6 Megatron when he has not been shown in any of the trailers, which makes me think there's more to this movie than meets the eye. Pun definitely intended.
You beat me to it. Well, I'm looking at the 86 swoop and the 86 scrap heat, um,
Okay.
for obvious reasons. Those are ones I've collected all the 86 figures, so I'm going to stick with it. The others, I'm not too excited about. I'm curious about what they're going to do with the Starscream, the War for Cybertron, Sideswipe, and Starscream.
That's something I wanted to bring up. Is it War for Cybertron, the video games, or is it War for Cybertron, the TV show?
Right.
That's what I'm interested about. I don't plan on getting either of them, whichever way they go, but I do find it interesting that they are going that way.
Yeah. So I'm curious about what they're going to look like and, what they're going to do.
Mhm.
And if it's, from the TV show, are they just going to be repaints or slight differences to what
Mhm.
has already been released?
Yes, yes. So I saved the best for last, in my opinion, and let's talk about some legacy evolution. Now, I think these are going to be either Walmart exclusive or the buzzworthy Bumblebee exclusives or other exclusives. But the first one, we got RID Tow Line from RID 2001, and I am stoked. I had that figure as a kid. I loved it. And the one that I'm even more excited for is Toxitron. I know I've talked about him, I think, on this show before. I've always wanted a Toxitron toy. Now, it's not going to be my masterpiece version that I think Fans Hobby should still come out with, but both of these will be bought on site, pre ordered the first day for me. I cannot wait for both of those. I hope the leaks are true. Like with this leak segment, take everything with a grain of salt. But let me put a disclaimer. But I really want these legacy evolution characters.
I also have Toe Line in my collection from, whenever it dropped, years and years ago. So I'm looking forward to that. I do have a fourth party Toxitron, MP scale. So I will probably be picking this one up as well.
Mhm.
I really like the colors on that one. I'm sure you do. So I will be looking for both of these as well.
Yes, and that is the MP, the newer MP Optimus, right?
MP44, yeah.
Yeah, that one's tempting me. I'm not gonna lie to
Do
you.
it. Do it.
Well, Toxitron needs to have a shoulder pauldrons. He's not a G1 Optimus repaint. He's a G2 Optimus repaint, Laser Prime.
Do it anyway. You like the colors.
That's a very Bobby thing to say. So now let's get away from these leaks and go on to what was just announced. And the first thing is the PH Studio MPH02 Commander updated color. And these are the updated color renders. And obviously it's Optimus Prime. And I put the truck mode in there because I thought it was very cool how he transformed um, pretty cleanly into both modes.
I agree. I just can't get past those legs, those
Mhm.
thighs on him, and the midsection. It just looks
I
like
don't
it's.
think this is final.
Well, that's what I'm hoping so, because that's what I was going to say. Is it looks like it's not finished.
It looks 3D printed.
It does. Everything
Mhm.
else looks, like it could be legit, and then you get to that section, and it's like, oh wait, we forgot something.
Yes, I completely agree. I do like that it's a different shape on Prime. He looks very wide, if
He
that makes
does.
sense, in all aspects. And I think it's pretty cool because I know some of the cartoon G1 animations. This is what he looked like. Now it changed a lot in the G1 cartoon with what every character was proportioned, but I think this is a really cool take on Prime. And if I collected Legends, I might be interested in it, but as of right now, I'm not.
And then it makes me wonder about the option for the windows, because in the
Hmm.
center picture it's blue, and then on the right side it's clear. So I wonder if that's an option or just again unfinished yet.
Exactly. And both of them have the same legs. So is it the same figure, or is one of them through what's that called? Photoshop. I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what this looks like. Probably won't be picking it up again. I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole of legends.
Let's move on to something a little bit more fun, and that is the Magic Square Toys MSGO3 Blueberry Girl. And this is a color prototype. It was just announced, and this is obviously a super deformed Chromia. And I think this thing just looks cute as all heck. If they repaint it as, I don't know, a black Arachnia or something, I'll pick it up because I'm not going to get Chromia. But if they repaint it as a Decepticon female, I will definitely put that with the rest of them. I missed out on the Nightbird. I didn't even know it was a thing before it sold out. So I would pick this up. And it's really posable, surprisingly posable, which is
Yeah.
why I put that picture on the side with that axe.
I actually agree with you in terms of thinking it's adorable.
Mhm.
You know, that big head is just really cute. I don't know why.
Mhm.
I won't be picking one of these up though, but if I did have a place for it in my collection, I would jump all over this though.
Yes,
And
yes.
it's really cool that, it actually transforms, which is
And it
pretty cool.
transforms really uniquely, and I cannot wait to watch a review on this figure because I want to know how the head unfolds, because obviously the head is like 50% of the figure. So I want to see how that works out.
I think you should get it.
No, like I said, they repaint it. They don't even need to be a character. Just repaint it in some Decepticon colors, maybe even purple or red or whatever, and I'll pick it up. It's cheap enough. So let's move on to some official um, announcements. And first we have Rise of the Beasts Mirage. Now, I am not going to be super negative because that car mode looks very nice, I've got to say. The bot mode doesn't look anything like it does for the what's it called
The
in
trailers.
the trailer at all. And I don't know what they were going on with that, but it doesn't look horrible.
I absolutely love Porsche as a car, you know. And ironically enough, I actually have Fans Toys Mirage, what I know Mirage to be, in front of me here. So looking at the car, I 1000% agree. It looks beautiful as Jazz.
Yes.
The
I actually saw Digi Bashed as Jazz, and I was like, this would be something I might actually purchase.
oh, if it was Jazz, I'd probably be all over it. But the bot mode, it looks bulky for no reason. And in the trailer, he looks like a teenager,
Mm-hmm.
a teenage
Exactly.
bot. It's kind of like when Groot, from Guardians of the Galaxy, became a teenager, just really thin and everything in the
Yeah, and I
trailer.
think that was a really cool design choice. I've got to be honest. I like the different body shapes on Transformers. I think it's really cool. Um, but I think they couldn't do much because of the alt mode for some reason. They wanted it. This is my theory, and this is just a theory. I think they were too worried about getting his height correct than to get the proportions correct. Because if you look, he looks very squat because the car is squat, and they wanted him to be the same height that he should be in the movie instead of just making a good figure. And I'm all down for cool, scale and stuff, but I will throw scale out the window for a better looking figure.
Well, I grew up collecting Transformers when scale wasn't a thing. So
Yeah.
to me, this just does not look like what we see on the screen. So unfortunately, it gets a few X's on my book. One, because Mirage is not a Porsche, and that picture or that figure does not look like what it looks like on the trailer, unless
Yes.
he grows up sometime during the movie.
There's a lot of stuff that could happen. Maybe they say this is the normal one, but this is the one from 10 years in the future.
Yeah.
And
So
they're just not telling us yet. Who knows?
yeah. So we could be surprised.
We definitely could be. So let's move on to the last just announced thing, and this is Toy Factory and their officially licensed Transformer plushes. Now I have a Megatron Transformer plush, but these look very odd to me. I don't know what it is, but they look odd.
Those round heads.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, don't look right. Like the Megatron plush I have has like a actual like helmet, and this is just like the printing looks great, you know. Optimus looks very happy, and I'm very happy to see him so happy. But it just looks off. I don't know.
So I actually like the Prime. I like the Megatron. The Starscream, I don't know what's going on. And the Bumblebee, he just looks like he's up to something. He looks very devious. He just looks
He
like
does.
he put a firecracker in the bathroom, in the toilet or something like that.
It's bug bite in disguise.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
the Megatron takes on the face of Megatron, and the Prime just looks like he's all about peace, love, and happiness. And then the Starscream just looks like
It
he
looks like he's
has
holding in his pee.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like there's like a lot going on, and if you tickle him, he's gonna explode. So
Which might be appropriate for Starscream. All right. Well, let's move on to some updates. So the first one is Fans Hobbies MB23, and it's the G1 colors, the prototypes, and this is the Buster from God Transformers Master Force, I believe it is. And this looks really good. I really like how this looks. I won't be picking up this color scheme because my color scheme is the G1 colors from America, from the US. I always like how that teal versus the red, I just think it looks nicer. So I will be waiting for those. But for all of you that like Master Force, I think this is going to be something that you're going to need in your collection.
well, I think you should maybe send them a message because that's why we got two double dealers.
Oh, I'm 100% positive that's in the pipeline. The double dealers were a small little thing with the wings, and I think that was a last minute decision. I can almost guarantee you they already have the G1 America colors already planned out. And if they don't, they got to get some different people working for them.
I actually have a pre-order in for these guys, so I'm looking forward to them. It was great to see the colors. I agree. I would like to see the American G1 colors, but for the time being, this will work for me.
Gotcha. And then I also got this in to show his size, and he's gonna be a big bot. So I think this is gonna be quite a good set if you have them all like you do. It's gonna look all they're gonna look great together.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And when I saw that picture, it made me realize how small Double Dealer is now in comparison to the other figures.
Hmm.
Since I don't have him in his vehicle mode on my shelves, I didn't realize
He
just how
expands a
small.
lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be picking up mine at TFCon. So let's move on to half the battle toys, and this is Soundbox, which I'm assuming this is a prototype, and that's their micro sound wave. And I think these things are only like an inch or so tall, if I remember correctly.
They are so small.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Um, they're not for me, but I think for a display of somebody with a whole bunch of city bots, this would be really cool.
Well, I actually picked up some of his prototypes when we were in LA last year.
Oh,
So I actually, ironically enough, I have this. This was the container they come in. So you can
wow.
you can see just how small these things are, and in essence, you just pop them all together. So they're very, very small. And yeah, they're pretty cool. And so this one you can see that there's Ravage and Laserbeak and Rumble on the spruce as well. So
Hmm.
I actually have those guys unpainted on my shelf as well. So I am looking forward to it, and you're 1000% correct. These look great next to any of my Titans or
Yeah,
anything like that because they are just so small.
they're really cool.
These
Moving
actually look
on
better.
to, we have Legacy Evolution. It was the behind the scenes of Crash Bar, so they showed off some new pictures, and I picked the two that I think show them off the best. And I still think this guy looks good, and we'll probably be picking him up. Um, I don't have much else to say other than, yeah, he looks cool.
At first I was a little out on this guy. Then I started thinking about the Junkions, and on a planet full of junk, you make do with whatever you get your hands on. And he actually looks like he just got his hands on a lot of different things. So I am all in for this guy. So I'm excited. And
Mhm.
then I think you can mix and match with some of the other
Yeah.
Junkions too.
Yes,
So
they're like the weaponizers.
yeah.
So I don't think they turn into weapons like the weaponizers, but you could pull them apart and mix and match with the legacy Junkions. I hope that maybe the 86 movie ones they'll be able to retool to be able to be compatible across the board.
I don't know about that, but
Well, I mean, if as long as you don't,
it would be
you
cool
could
to
use it or you cannot use it.
yeah.
So, it
Yeah.
would be cool. So we'll see what they do with that.
Yeah, they're just so small. It's just so cute.
They are. And something else that's cute is the Transformers Classics Heroes team, and I guess they're calling this Rescue Bots, and it's Starscream. We have some in-hand images, and I believe we already touched on this before. I don't have much else to say. It looks good. I just wanted to show off that head that they gave him his smirk, and I think that was a really good touch to incorporate the characterization into this.
I'm actually gonna pick this up for my daughter.
I don't blame you.
It is really cute, and this way maybe she will not try to grab my expensive figures on my shelves. So
Just put one of these on every shelf and
yeah,
let her grab those.
I'd be scared. I don't want to tempt her at all.
I don't blame you. So something else that I think you're going to be putting on your shelves is the X Transbots GM. Excuse me if I mispronounced that. I think we've already talked about these pictures, but they were listed as new, so I still included them. And my um, my sentiment stays the same. I think it looks good for a collection like yours, but it is kind of off to me personally. I know it's trying to be G1 screen accurate, but that's just not my style. But I can't wait to see it in your collection with the rest of the um uh, oh god, I'm
Protective bots.
protector bots. I was trying to say defensive bots, and I'm like, I know that's not correct. So I'm excited to see what they look like with yours.
I'm I'm in for both sets, the X Transbots and the Ocular Max all in one. So it's kind of like it's a trade-off. I get one for one set and I get another for another set. So it's really cool to see it coming in. It'll be the third one. Hopefully, again, it's not bad as Fuzz, aka Streetwise, was from XTB. So if so, I'm all in for it. I'm loving the way it looks. I'm just excited to
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, it looks really good for a collection like yours. He needs his katanas. I would prefer some katanas on my blades.
Of course you would.
Moving on to something I'm actually interested in, we have the Trojan Horse TH01 Hurricane. So now this is artwork that I saw a long time ago that they're actually making a figure of, and it is Waspinator if he turned into an Earth mode like a helicopter.
Hmm.
Now this thing looks really good. I really like the aesthetic. I like what it looks like, and I'm waiting to pull the trigger because I just want to know the size first. but I think this would be great as a Cybertronian Waspinator. And honestly, I just think it looks cool all around. So I'm really looking forward to getting this in hand. It's been a long time coming. And I saw that they also have a Dinobot also in the works. And that one I'll throw my money at that right now. So this looks really good to me personally. I don't know about to you. It's a little all over the place, I know.
Well, I'm familiar with the character, and um, I want to see more of that helicopter mode. That looks really cool,
there
actually.
there are gray prototype images. It's really clean. I want to see it in colored because I know all of that the thorax on the wasp, the yellow and black, is going to be on the tail end, and that looks really cool. I think this thing looks amazing. And I like it when companies do things like this where they're redesigning a character from another point of view. It makes me want to purchase it, unlike the same G1 iteration of the character over and over and over. Um,
Hey,
that's not a dig. That's me personally. But I would buy a masterpiece Waspinator in a heartbeat as well.
I resemble that remark. I don't know. I mean, depending on the size of this, I like the way the helicopter blades tuck in the back. That's kind of cool, and it looks really good actually. So this might be
Bomboosby
some,
has it for about $80 right now.
yeah, I have to
So
see what the size is as well. I'm on the fence on this. I might be picking
really,
this up. Yeah, the colors are really popping for me.
yeah, it looks really cool. So
Hmm.
moving on to some what is coming soon. And I put stuff that was coming soon. People might be getting them on Amazon, but I'm gonna wait to put them in recently released until we see them in stores because that just makes sense for me. So the first thing, this is supposed to be released from March to May, and it is the Megatron Bishojo, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, statue. And this is the female Decepticon, and we talked about the female Bumblebee, I believe, in the last
Yeah.
um, episode. And this one looks better, if you ask me. I think this really portrays if Megatron was an anime girl character, this is what he'd be walking around with.
So professionally in my day job, I am known as the tie guy. And so I saw the tie that she was wearing and I was like, oh, that is so cool. I like this figure. I mean, again, I'm not into collecting statues, and just like Legends, I don't want to open that can of worms and go down that route, but this looks really, really good. The the shoulder, the way she's holding that gun on her shoulder is amazing. It's true Megatron form. Like, this is nothing. I can handle it, and very nonchalant. And I would be all over this if I collected statues.
I would be too. I think this is really cool.
And I like the size.
It's a very good size, not too big, not too small.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean that's right there next to a masterpiece Megatron. So
hmm So
yeah,
we
I
also
like.
got some studio series. So we have the ROTB Cheetor in-hand images. I believe this is by Chefatron. I might be wrong with the YouTuber that showed this off. And this thing, I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool, but the best thing about it is the spears. To be quite honest with you, I think that's a really cool design, and I kind of want to get it just to repaint it as something else because this is not Cheetor to me. So
It's a
it's
cheat.
way too buff.
So the thing that I like about this is the blast effects. that's that's what I like. Um, yeah, this um I can't say anything great about this, and I don't want to say anything bad. It looks maybe slightly better than what I saw from earlier images, but so far still not for me.
Yeah, me neither.
But those blast effects look really good.
They do, they do. Maybe you'll be able to buy some of those instead.
Yeah, yeah.
That head though kills me. I don't know what's going on with that head.
It
That does
looks like
not.
a Mortal Kombat ninja.
Now you're gonna make me buy it and
Yep.
repaint it as like I don't know. None of them turn into a
Reptile or
cat.
no, I guess it can't be
No, that's what I'm like. Ermac maybe
mm,
Tremor. I don't know. Ugh, yeah, I just had to say something.
there you go.
Now, one that I know you cannot wait to get your hands on is Freezer from Rise of the Beasts.
Why?
Okay, I'm going to be positive. The paint job on this thing looks good. The weathering looks good. I think they did a good job. I don't know what it looks like in the movie, but the paint job looks good. I like the turret mode. I think this is workable, but it is not for me.
It will not see the day of light in my collection, but that gun turret mode does look good. How I mean, I could see if I did grab it, putting it on my shelf with the figure standing behind it. And again, I don't know how it's done in the movie, but that is kind of cool. I don't like seeing the hand right there, and so that's what makes me again. I know this is a core class figure, uh, but with that being said, it would take a lot to make me. It'd have to be like the perfect core class figure for me to grab this one, and it's just not. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm not a fan of it at all.
me neither. Not bad. But like I said, the thing that stuck out to me was the paint job because I think that weathering looks pretty cool, the rust and stuff. So hopefully we'll get more of that in Legacy. All right, so let's move on to what has been recently released. There hasn't been a lot that we were able to find, so I just put a few things on here. So let's start off with the Legacy Wave 3. I guess it's Wave 3 already. Leader Transmittal to Megatron has already been sighted. I didn't already think we were on Wave 3. I, I don't even remember Wave 2 coming out, but that's what TFW 2005 said. So I guess this is Wave 3. I thought it was Wave 1 because it was the last wave of Legacy, but I don't know. So if you want it, go look for it. You might see it. I haven't seen it anywhere near me personally.
I haven't seen it at all either. My shelves are actually pretty bare. I did see Hot Shot today,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been very, very bare.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious when that's coming out. Are you picking it up? Is the question.
No, unless they do a cryotech repaint. Yeah. I am definitely not picking it up. But I think that it's cool that we're getting a Transmetal 2 Megatron, and I hope we get more Transmetal 2 characters, or I'll just buy the trans art versions.
Yeah.
So some other things that I think are not on either of our lists is first we have the Micro Machines blind bags, and this is Wave 2. They found it at Target. They all look to be mostly movie characters, and there's a lot that I don't know who they're even trying to be. I could see the Nemesis Prime. I can see the Ratchet and Brawl, but I don't know who that neon green yellow hazmat truck is out in front in the bottom corner. But I
That's
want to know because I want a figure that transforms. That looks cool.
the I remember Micro Machines as a kid, and I never collected them, but I thought they were really kind of cool. There's tons of them, tons of vehicles. I think they were trying to rival Hot Wheels in a smaller scale,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a ton of them, and then they just kind of disappeared. So I don't think I'll be collecting these, but I do like the little cases they come on. Those are kind of cool looking.
Yeah, yeah. The only one I would be thinking about would be the Nemesis Prime, just to go with my Nemesis Prime collection.
I could see that.
But if they're blind packed, I'm not dealing with that. I've already dealt with that with Creos before. I'm not dealing with that with
No blind packs. No, 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 no.
this. So another thing that I didn't even know was a thing were mini racers. And I guess these obviously, it says with G1 characters, which I guess all three of those are, even though they don't look G1 at all. And they were found at Kroger, of all places. I don't know what these are. I'm not very interested at all. And I just want the neon green rims on Optimus Prime to become a staple of
No,
Optimus Prime.
no, no,
every Optimus Prime going forward has neon green rims, or it's not Optimus Prime.
no, no, don't do that to me. These things, one that they're being found at Kroger kind of tells you what
Yeah.
who they're made for.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is something I would pick up for my kid, you know, and let her go wild with it. The the colors are really cool besides those neon green wheels on Prime. But the one the Trailbreaker, that like where did that come from? I'm
That's such a odd choice.
yeah, I mean, that's what really threw me off. Optimus, I understand, Bumblebee understand, but Trailbreaker, that was
Yeah, he's not in any of the movies. I would think they would do Ratchet or Ironhide
yeah,
first, just because they have or Jazz or something, because they have presence in the movies.
yeah,
And if these are targeted, like you said, probably towards parents at a grocery store buying something for their kid, I would think they would pick something like that.
yeah. That just I think whoever created these Trailbreaker must be their favorite character.
Yes. Or they are all produced together and they have a sprue with black left over.
Yeah,
And they do Trailbreaker because that's the only black Autobot um, that I can think of in G1 that I can think of.
yeah, that I can think of too in
Yeah.
G1.
Not off nobody else off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I actually saw in store, even though this isn't my picture, there's the Nest Autobot Ratchet, which is the buzzworthy Bumblebee, which is a gray monochrome deco of Ratchet. Um, this has been cited. I think it's kind of cool. I won't be picking it up. I already got the Bone Crusher, and I'm good with movie toys for like the whole year. Um, but this looks decent. I think it's referencing the Jeeps that they're using in Revenge of the Fallen. I might be wrong on the movie, but it's referencing the Jeeps that they use in the movies. So if you guys are into it and you need every single studio series figure, go check your targets. I saw like 5 of them out already.
So this was all over my Target as well. I saw probably eight or 8 to 10 of them. So there was some that were hanging, and there was some that was just on the shelf. So I will be passing on these, and I was gonna ask you to let me know how they were since I thought you might be picking this up. But yeah, this is I don't know, it just doesn't have a role in my collection at this
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
So I don't even what does the nest stand for?
It's I don't remember what it stands for, but it's the Cybertronian Human Alliance. So it's when the Autobots teamed up with the humans, they made Nest. I believe.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this will definitely not be making it in my collection. But I did see a lot of them, so you should be able to go pick one up at your local Target, hopefully.
Yeah. No. And I do like my repaints, but this one's just a little too bland for me. The
Very.
reason why I got Bone Crusher is because he has an Autobot symbol, but at the same figure it says All Hail Megatron or something like that on him. And I really like that dichotomy. And I think the gray works with a Decepticon better than an Autobot.
Yeah, this one it just looked
Blah. It
of a
looks very blah.
factory. Yeah, and no, we have to release it out right now. We can't finish it. So
Yeah. It feels like a prototype.
yes, yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, I will be passing on this one, but maybe I'll buy it for you for your birthday.
All right. Well, I'll be looking forward to that package. All right, guys. Well, that's everything we have today. So There wasn't much, but I think there was enough to be excited about, especially that Trojan horse Waspinator. And we will see you guys very soon.
Yes, till all debates are won.
See you
Bye,
later,
guys.
guys.